Hi, my name is Becky Schmier. I'm the business manager here at Gunston. I came to Gunston in 2005, and it was one of the most exciting days of my life to be able to come and apply for this position. I really was doubtful I would get it. Came for my first interview and found out that Mr. Woodworth, the headmaster then, was from New England, and we had a lot to talk about. He knew my tiny community college where I went, and so we were very excited to meet each other. So I made it to the second round of interviews, and we went from 16 down to 6. And I even further thought, I don't have a chance for this job. And lo and behold, a few days later, he called and asked, would you like to come work for me? And I was just beyond my wildest dreams that I could be at Gunston. So that was in June 2005, and that's when I fell in love with Gunston.
Becky. Can't believe you're actually going to leave us. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for 16 years of service. I want to thank you for 16 years of putting up with us when we didn't have the right forms in, or we didn't get a purchase order, or I had a last minute item that I needed like right now. Thank you for spending the time taking care of us. And what I recall and what I really cherish is your first year here, the first summer, as we were transitioning to you in the role of business manager. I loved our lunches. I loved sitting out under the trees, getting to know you personally, and also helping you get to know Gunston. Those are moments that began our friendship, which will carry long into the future. And I also want to take time to express to you my deep and sincere thanks. During the year that I served the school as interim, you were my right hand. You were right there. You helped me understand everything that I needed to know during a year where there were lots of questions, and we were making a big transition to a new head of school, and there was lots to understand in the business operations of the school. And I appreciated our partnership. I appreciated our conversations. I appreciated the long hours. And I think we all appreciate you for what you've done to keep a steady hand at the wheel through the 16 years that you've been with Gunston. Thank you, Becky.
I think one of the most exciting for me was Everdell Hall in that renovation, because I worked closely with Mr. Lewis and the board, and we really had a build it and they will come, and because we knew we had to beef up our facilities to match our mission and what we offer to our families. And so it was just like a hold your breath moment and wonder, how is this all going to play out? And it was just so exciting. I remember standing there and watching them tear an apartment down in the summertime. A lot of the demo work was done in the summer, and to watch that just unfold in front of our eyes, and to see that our donors stepped up to the plate and really came through for us. And then the result of our enrollment just soaring. It was just a wonderful thing.
I first met Becky Schmier in the summer of 2010, but in terms of the economy, it was the dead of winter. The Eastern Shore was navigating the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, and like many independent schools, Gunston faced significant challenges and financial stress. That summer, she and I spent many hours together in my office, where she patiently tutored a newly minted head of school regarding the various elements of the Gunston budget. From those first meetings has grown one of the most meaningful professional partnerships of my adult life, and with one of the most kindest and dedicated individuals that I've ever known. Over the years, here's what I've learned about Becky. First, she is bright and financially savvy. It only takes a few minutes of conversation with Becky discussing her negotiations with our oil provider to comprehend her high level of financial sophistication. To most families and Gunston employees, this depth of knowledge is mostly invisible, but our Board of Trustees regularly marvels at her ability to carefully steward the school's resources. Having managed elements of 3 crises with her, the sudden passing of my predecessor, the 2008 financial crisis, and the most recent COVID pandemic, I've learned that she is incredibly cool in the highest moments of stress. Second, Becky is deeply empathetic, and she understands that for the vast majority of Gunston families, tuition is the single largest, most important, and often most stressful monthly expense in their budget. Over the years, many Gunston families have shared with me how Becky has caringly partnered with them to sustain this investment in their children's education. It's not easy to be the person who makes the business phone calls for the school, but Becky does this with exceeding grace. Finally, Becky is an ideal colleague. she knows that her primary role as the business manager is to support the educational mission of the school, and she sees every dollar of school resources as an investment in the future of our students and in the essential livelihoods of school employees. For this reason, she's beloved and trusted by her colleagues, and we all rely on her for expertise and counsel. She's the kind of person who loses sleep because she's preoccupied about the needs of others. Now that she's retiring, we're the ones that get to lose sleep, knowing how much her presence will be missed. As you might expect, she departs with the school seeing record enrollment and with our balance sheet in excellent shape. Becky, you will be missed so deeply and so dearly by all of us, especially me.